So now we'll start with the anatomy of dicot and monocot plants, and in that we'll start with the leaf. Okay, so in dicot leaf, first we'll talk about the epidermis. Now this epidermis covers both the upper surface, that is the adaxial epidermis, and the lower surface, that is the abaxial of the leaf. Okay, it has a conspicuous cuticle. Abaxial epidermis generally bears more stomata, and in adaxial epidermis stomata are fewer or absent. Okay, so you have to remember when you are talking about the epidermis, that epidermis covers both the surfaces, that is the upper surface and the lower surface. The upper surface is called the adaxial epidermis and the lower surface is called the abaxial surface. Now the epidermis will have a visible cuticle, that is a conspicuous cuticle, and the lower surface, that is the lower epidermis, generally bears more stomata, and in the adaxial epidermis stomata are fewer or absent when we are talking about the dicot leaf. Okay, so this is the epidermis. Now when we talk about the mesophyll, now what is mesophyll in a dicot leaf? The tissue between the upper and the lower epidermis is the mesophyll. It is made up of what? It is made up of parenchyma. Okay, you can see here in the diagram also, this is the palisade parenchyma. Okay, palisade mesophyll, that is palisade parenchyma. Okay, and this is a spongy mesophyll, that is spongy parenchyma. They contain chloroplast for photosynthesis, and it has two types of cell, that is palisade parenchyma and spongy parenchyma. The long cells which you can visualize here, the long one, these kind of cells are the palisade parenchyma, your green color cells, and the round cells with large intercellular cavities are the spongy parenchyma. Okay, so when we are going to talk about the mesophyll in the dicot leaf, the mesophyll, that is the tissue which is present between the upper and the lower epidermis. So in a dicot leaf, the pink color, this is the adaxial axis and this is the abaxial axis, and all the cells present in between are the mesophyll. Okay, and this mesophyll is made up of which kind of cell? It is made up of parenchyma, and they contain chloroplast and they do the function of photosynthesis. As we know, the function of leaf is preparing food. Okay, and two types of cells are present in this tissue between the upper and the lower epidermis, that is palisade parenchyma and spongy parenchyma. Palisade parenchyma are these barrel and long elongated cells, and spongy parenchyma are these cells. Okay, so in palisade parenchyma, it is adaxially placed, okay, on the upper surface, made up of elongated cells arranged vertically and parallel to each other. When we are seeing this, you can see here, see, these are placed vertically, they are elongated cells and they are placed vertically and they are parallel with each other like this. Okay, these are parallel with each other. And when we are talking about the spongy parenchyma, the oval or round and loosely arranged, okay, they are oval, round and loosely arranged. It is situated below the palisade cells and extends to the lower epidermis. There are numerous large spaces and air cavities between these cells. Okay, so there are large cavities, you can see here, these are the air cavity present, and they are oval or round, you can see here. Okay, and they are loosely arranged, means intercellular spaces present between them, and it is generally present on the lower surface, that is the abaxial epidermis. So in the diagram you can see, in the diagram you can easily make out, this is the adaxial epidermis, this is the abaxial epidermis, this is the palisade mesophyll, that is made up of elongated cells, and cells are arranged vertically with each other. This is the spongy mesophyll present on the abaxial epidermis, and it contains large intercellular spaces and they are oval or round in shape. Okay, and air cavity are present between these because of the large intercellular spaces. And you can also see, as we are talking, this is what? This is the leaf. So this is the stomatal opening. and as we already saw, the stomata are more present in dicot. They are present on the lower surface. So here you can see the stomata. Here this is the bundle sheath cell, the outer one, okay, and inside that are the xylem and phloem patches. So when we talk about the vascular bundle in a dicot leaf, the vascular system will contain the vascular bundles. They can be seen in the veins and midrib when we are talking about a leaf structure. Okay, this is the midrib and these are the veinlets. Okay, so vascular bundles are present here, and these are important for conduction of food and water throughout the plant. Okay, water will come in the leaf because it is required for photosynthesis, and food which is prepared in leaf will be transported to the plant. And size of the vascular bundle is dependent on the size of the veins. If the veins are more, and so the vascular bundles will be more and large. The veins vary in thickness in the reticulate venation of the dicot leaves. Vascular bundles are surrounded by a thick walled bundle sheath cells. Here, bundle sheath. Okay, here it is important to note that the green color outlining here, which you can see, okay, the green color cell layer you can see here is nothing but the bundle sheath, and this gives support to the xylem and phloem, the important bundles for the transportation and conduction. So this bundle sheath cell gives support to that. Okay, so when we talk about the vascular system, it includes vascular bundles, veins and midrib. In veins and midrib, the size of vascular bundle is dependent on the size of veins. The veins vary in thickness in the reticulate venation, as we already know that the middle vein will be the largest and then small veinlets will be arising like this. Okay, so this is the midrib. And these are the veinlets. Okay, so vascular bundles are surrounded by a layer of thick walled bundle sheath cell. Okay, so what we saw in the dicot leaf, we saw that the epidermis was having two epidermis, adaxial epidermis and the abaxial epidermis. It was having a conspicuous cuticle, easily visible cuticle. Abaxial, that is a lower epidermis, was having more stomata, and in adaxial epidermis stomata were fewer or absent. So you can see in the diagram, stomata are present on the abaxial axis, and on the adaxial axis there is no stomata. Okay, now when we talked, now comes the mesophyll. Now mesophyll is the tissue which is present between the upper and the lower epidermis. It is made up of parenchyma. They contain chloroplast for photosynthesis, and it has two types of cell, that is palisade parenchyma and spongy parenchyma. Okay, now in mesophyll we saw there was a presence of two types of cells, that is the palisade parenchyma and the spongy parenchyma. Palisade parenchyma was the adaxially placed, and it was made up of elongated cells arranged vertically and parallel to each other. Spongy parenchyma had cells which were oval or round and loosely arranged, and it was situated below the palisade cells and extended to the lower epidermis. Okay, and there were numerous large spaces or air cavities between these cells. Now the vascular system. The vascular system was present in veins and midrib, and the size of the vascular bundle varied according to the veins, and the veins varied in thickness in the reticulate venation, and these vascular bundles were surrounded by a layer of thick walled bundle sheath cells. Okay, now we come to the monocot leaf. Okay, now in monocot leaf is generally like the dicot leaf only in many ways, but the differences are the stomata is present the stomata are present on both the surfaces. You will be able to see here, you can see the stomata, and here the stomata. So on the adaxial and the abaxial epidermis, stomata can be seen on both the surfaces. And mesophyll, here you can see that mesophyll is only having one type of cell. There was division between the mesophyll, that is the palisade parenchyma and the spongy parenchyma, but here the mesophyll is not differentiated into palisade and spongy parenchyma. Okay. And in grasses, when we talk about grasses, certain adaxial epidermal cells along the veins modify into large empty colorless cells, and these are called the bulliform cells. Okay, so in grasses there is presence of these bulliform cells. When they have absorbed water and are turgid, the leaf surface is exposed. When they are flaccid due to water stress, they make the leaves curl inwards to minimize water loss. Okay. So in grasses, certain adaxial epidermal cells along the veins modified into large empty colorless cells. These are called the bulliform cells. Okay, and when they have absorbed water and are turgid, the leaf surface is exposed. When they are flaccid due to water stress, the leaf will curl inwards and minimize water loss. This you can see in the Chui Mui plant. Okay, when you touch the plant, the changes come in these bulliform cells, and due to which it seems like it is curling the leaves, okay, inwards. That is Mimosa pudica, okay, Chui Mui plant. Now parallel venation is reflected in the and similar sizes of vascular bundles are present. Okay. So here you can, in the diagram, you can see the adaxial epidermis, the xylem, the mesophyll which is not differentiated. This is the stomatal cavity, epaxial, and this is the stomata. Okay, so here you can see that stomata are present on both the surfaces. Okay. Also here bundle sheath cell will be present and bulliform cells will be present here, which will help in the flaccidity and turgidity of the leaf. Okay, so what are the differences between the monocot and dicot leaf? Dicot had stomata more on the lower surface, while monocot have stomata on both the surfaces. There the mesophyll was differentiated between palisade and spongy. Here the mesophyll is not differentiated. In monocot we see there is a presence of the bulliform cells, but in dicot it was not there. Okay, other difference will be vascular bundles are present, and these vascular bundles are reflected in similar sizes of vascular bundles are present in the veins, while there depending on the thickness variety of vascular bundles will be present there. Okay, so this was all about the anatomy of dicot and monocot leaf.